Welcome to your weekday Cup of the Word. Today we're in Acts 15 and we're going to look at the Jerusalem Council. Now the Jerusalem Council is all based off of one issue, circumcision. Not an issue for us today, but very much an issue when you had congregations that were made up of Jewish converts and non-Jewish converts. Now up in Antioch, when Paul and Barnabas get back to their home congregation, they're going to find that there are problems in that congregation because teachers have come in saying you need to be circumcised in order to obey the gospel. Now Paul and Barnabas, they're going to fight with these guys over it because the principle behind this is, do we need to be Old Testament people or do we need to be New Testament people? Eventually this debate between Paul and Barnabas and these false teachers is going to make its way down to Jerusalem, where the apostles will gather together with the elders of Jerusalem, the biggest Jewish congregation on the planet, to discuss the issue. They're going to discuss it by one, looking at what does the Old Testament say? What does God actually teach on this subject? They're also going to discuss it by looking at the testimonies of those who had converted Gentiles. When Peter went out and preached to Cornelius, God performed miracles which proved God was approving of these Gentiles. And the last thing you're going to see is James, who was an elder at the congregation there in Jerusalem. Not James the Apostle. Remember, he died just a couple chapters back. But James is going to stand up and put the pieces together, combining the Old Testament commands with the New Testament examples to come up with a necessary conclusion that no, Gentiles do not need to be circumcised. And the apostles will fashion a letter. And they're going to have that letter sent to every congregation outlining that in order for Jews and Gentiles to get along, the Gentiles do not need to be circumcised and the Jews need to stop pressuring them to be. But that the Gentiles need to live moral lives, that is a requirement for salvation to attempt to remove all immorality from our life. Now, having solved that issue, Paul and Barnabas are going to go back to Antioch and plan on taking those letters to all these Gentile congregations that were created in their first journey. But Paul and Barnabas are going to have a falling of ways over a man named John Mark. Remember how John Mark left? Paul didn't like that. Barnabas said, give him a second chance. Paul said, no way. And they're going to split ways. And we're going to, from this point, no longer follow Barnabas, but just follow Paul, who will now take Silas as his traveling companion as he goes to visit these Gentile congregations on his second missionary journey. And with that, that's your Daily Cup. And we'll see you tomorrow.